You might think you'd know if someone was watching you. But what if it wasn't obvious? What if it looked like your thermostat, your child's backpack, or the phone in your pocket? In Michigan family courts, we're seeing a disturbing trend. More spouses are turning to digital surveillance, some out of fear, some out of control, and some not even realizing they're crossing a line into criminal behavior. Today, we are discussing cyberstalking and spousal monitoring. And yes, it's happening right now in households all over Michigan. According to the Michigan Domestic and Sexual Violence Prevention and Treatment Board, nearly 1 in 4 survivors of intimate partner violence reports being monitored through technology. According to Michigan family law attorney Randall Cioni, spousal surveillance is becoming more commonplace than ever. We're not even aware of it most of the time. So what does modern spousal surveillance actually look like? It's not James Bond. It's not a detective in a trench coat. It's your devices used against you. Cioni describes it like this. The days of hiring a private investigator are over. Most spousal monitoring is done with baseline technology we use in our daily lives. We're talking about shared Apple IDs and Find My apps.
With family sharing, you can share Apple subscriptions, iCloud Plus, and more with your family.
Smart home devices like Ring and Alexa, AirTags and tiles hidden in cars or bags, audio recorders planted in the house, or simply a saved password auto-filled in Chrome. Sometimes it starts out innocently. A couple shares a device. They trust each other. They sync calendars or cloud storage. But when the marriage breaks down, that shared access becomes a weapon. Let's say a wife leaves the marital home after months of escalating arguments. She turns off location sharing, disables the Find My app, and stays at a friend's house across town, somewhere she thought was private. But just a few hours later, she gets a text from her husband. So this is where you go when you say you need space. How did he know where she went? An AirTag, hidden in the lining of her purse. Or a husband files a surprise custody motion with screenshots of his wife's private conversations. How'd he get them? He remembered her email password, and she never logged him out. This isn't just bad behavior. In many cases, it's illegal, but is becoming very common. Michigan law makes it a crime to access a computer or network without the owner's consent. That includes logging into a spouse's account to grab emails, texts, or bank info. It's also illegal to secretly record private conversations unless you're a party to that conversation. Even then, recordings between spouses can be legally tricky, and under federal law, they may not be admissible in court. It's important to understand that there is no interspousal communication exception to federal wiretapping laws. So even if your client is in the conversation, they may not be able to use that evidence at all. And that's just the start. There are even more offenses your client or their spouse could be criminally charged with. Placing a tracking device, like an AirTag, on someone's car without their knowledge, that's a misdemeanor punishable by up to a year in jail. Posting messages online to harass or intimidate your spouse? That could be cyberstalking, a felony under MCL 750.411s. So what's the real danger? Well, beyond the legal exposure, spousal monitoring is often just one piece of a larger pattern, something attorneys call coercive control. When one spouse obsessively tracks the other, it's rarely just about knowing where they are. It's about maintaining power, watching, isolating, threatening. Where a controlling spouse perceives a loss of control, any violence already occurring in the home will likely escalate. That's why cyberstalking isn't just a tech issue. It can also be a safety issue, a custody issue, a domestic violence issue. Now, let's talk to the attorneys for a second. If your client walks into your office with screenshots, recordings, or USB drives full of surveillance material, you need to ask questions. Was this obtained legally? Could this open your client to criminal liability? And most importantly, were you recorded too? If your client is recording their spouse, they may be recording you too. And yes, Even Zoom or phone consultations can be secretly captured, then edited or published out of context. Here's the rule. If you suspect surveillance evidence is illegal, don't use it. Don't submit it. Don't even keep it. Return it, and withdraw if necessary. Then make sure your retainer agreement explicitly prohibits clients from recording attorney-client communications. Now, for those of you on the other side, representing the victim of cyberstalking, your job is part legal, part digital defense. You need to help your client change all passwords and log out of shared accounts, disable location sharing and Find My features, scan phones and cars for trackers. Yes, even the kid's backpack. Stop using cloud storage for sensitive documents. Use VPNs and secure email accounts. And document everything. In some cases, you'll need to seek a personal protection order, or PPO, is a court order that tells someone to stop threatening, stalking, or harassing another person. In Michigan, MCL 600.2950A is the law that allows people in domestic relationships to request this kind of protection. In other cases, a temporary restraining order may be the better tool, especially if you want the relief tied to ongoing divorce proceedings. These orders can be powerful. You must be specific in your requests. Carefully explain the nature of the conduct and how it interferes with your client's personal liberty. Because here's the truth. Many police departments don't pursue these cases. The tech is complicated, the documentation is murky, and sometimes prosecutors just don't want to touch it. So you have to be your client's advocate, in court and outside it. To everyone watching this who's going through a divorce or separation, if something feels off, if you're getting strange texts, your location keeps leaking, or even if you just have a gut feeling you're being watched, you might be right. Don't ignore it. Talk to a family law attorney who understands the digital landscape. Protect your privacy. And if you're a lawyer, stay alert to the signs of surveillance on both sides of the case. Because in the end, it's not just about privacy, it's about power and safety. If you need help, reach out to the Cioni Group. We understand both the legal and emotional impact of cyberstalking in divorce cases, and we're here to protect what matters most.
Thank you for watching, and be sure to follow and subscribe to Cioni Group PLLC to learn more about divorce and family law in Michigan.